G'day team, just recently completed 90 days booze free and thought it would be a good idea to share a little bit of that experience with you and what it's been like for me, and will I be carrying on with being booze free? Well, I can tell you right now, I will be carrying on because the benefits of being booze free for 90 days has been phenomenal. And look, I'm not sure whether I shared this when I initially started, but the motivation for me to stop or get off the booze was quite simple, really. My relationships with my family, my wife, my kids, and my work colleagues was strained in ways that perhaps people didn't recognise looking at me or being with me, but in my own head, shit was just not working, wasn't right. So I was motivated to pull the pin and get stuck in. There are a few other things that came along with that, challenges, particularly in the first few days where you are trying to break these patterns that you've been in for so long, in terms of going over the road for a beer with work colleagues, or stopping at the supermarket to grab food on the way home and grabbing 3 or 4 tins of beer and working out which ones you can mix up and that sort of thing. And it became quite destructive in a way that was hard. So in that first week or so, it was just like trying to knock that off and change my routine that would help me break some of those little things I'd got into. So not going over the road for a beer after work, not looking for an excuse to go for a meeting to have a beer after work, those kind of things, which is difficult. It's really difficult because I enjoy the people I work with and sitting down and celebrating some of our wins. There's this culture of having a beer, having a drink to celebrate, and I find that really difficult. Look, on the upside though, my mood and my energy levels has changed drastically. Although in saying that, last few days of my mood and my energy's been a little bit off. I'm dealing with a really, really sore shoulder, which fucking sucks. But that's real. It's not something I've done to myself, if you get my drift. Like, I'm not drinking beer and feeling shit because I've done it. So in that sense, the mood and the energy and my desire to do things and take action around the things I enjoy doing has come back, and I've got this new zest or new lease on life, which is refreshing for me, and I dare say for my wife in particular, and others that I'm around regularly. Physical changes. My skin's just feeling better. I've lost 10 kilos of weight. You know, I attribute that probably mostly to being off the alcohol, but also I'm eating a bit better, and I'm not making poor choices with my food because I've had a couple of beers and I can't be arsed. You know, so that's really, really good. Clothes are falling off me, which is good and bad because I bought a few new clothes and now they don't fit, too big. So, you know, roll with it, get over it, move on. I might put them down at the local, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Trade them in, give them away. Somebody else can benefit from them if they're not working for me. Some unexpected benefits. Well, I've got more time. I'd lost sight of the fact that even 2 or 3 beers of an evening, actually it probably never was, it was more often 4 or 5 beers of an evening, and the next day is hazy. It might look like you're coping, it might look like that there's nothing going on for you, but you're feeling it. You can't not feel it. And so not having to deal with that after fact is time. It gives you time back. And so that's an incredible opportunity that I don't want to waste with all that time I've got back now. Relationships have grown, changed. Are they different? Are they new? Probably a little bit too early to tell, because relationships are formed over a long time and will change over a relatively long time as well. I dare say some of the people that I might have been having a beer with or whatever, well, they may not even notice. But that element, that relationship aspects of those things has probably changed. Perhaps not for the better, because I'm not socialising as much as I perhaps was, because I'm trying to avoid being in those situations where I might want to or have a beer. Well, ultimately then I've got to put myself back in those places, because those relationships, those friendships are things that I valued. So I had to break the habit, and now it's probably time to start exploring. I know my wife and I are enjoying much better conversations. We are doing things together and enjoying spending time with each other. Well, that's what I think. I'd have to get her to tell me that, and she probably won't do it on camera. Strategies. I think I've shared a few of the strategies that have helped me over these 90 days. You've got to change your patterns, you've got to change your behaviour so that you're not putting yourself in those same situations, those same routines that you're in and have become habit. And I found the best way to do that in terms of the change is just small things, one at a time. Change the way you go home from work, change the supermarket you go to make your choices limited, because you're not putting yourself in that situation where you roll into old habits that have been around with you for a while. And water. I'd have to say, buying a big bottle and keeping it full of water has been hugely helpful in contributing to breaking the habit of alcohol, booze, beer. Beer was my poison. I drank spirits infrequently, but beer was my poison. So having something else to do with your hands and keep yourself focused, really important. I've started writing stuff down too. Alcohol is often the mechanism to escape those things that are in your mind or troubling you. So I've found it quite refreshing and rewarding, actually, to be writing in a book. Those that have known me for a long time know that that's not a habit that I do, or I start and I don't carry on. But for the 90 days I've been booze-free, it's kind of been a bit of a pattern. I've bought fountain pens, and it's like I'm enjoying the experience of writing and getting shit out. But I'm also using lists, again, in a way that works for me. I can't just have a big list of stuff, because I never get this shit done. So just being really clear on what it is and then focusing on rewriting those things. That's been really helpful. Biggest takeaways, I think I reiterate, is the time you get back, whether that's mentally or physically. There's just this real sense of getting a whole lot more time in your day. That's a bit scary, because what do you do with it? Well, I'm exploring this. This is one of these things I've picked up. I'm learning how to vlog and podcast and video and edit and all of these things, so that's keeping me mentally stimulated and engaged. I'm enjoying my work. I'm knocking stuff off in the office. I'm working with others more effectively. It's really good. I said at the top, will I continue beyond these 90 days? Well, I have, because it's about 93 now, and I'm going to carry on. It's as simple as that. There's no more booze for me. There'll be challenge, there'll be temptations all the way along that path, which are going to be difficult, but I'm determined to not waver and stay the course with being alcohol free, because the upside is so much better. I'm not spending money on alcohol. You know, I don't really want to share how much I was spending on alcohol per week, because it's embarrassing. But this fundamental reality is that money can go to far more productive things. I've probably bought a bit more tech, to be fair, which I wouldn't have been able to afford if I was still drinking. So there are plenty of reasons from that perspective to carry on, but I want a more rewarding, fulfilling relationship with my wife, the woman I fell in love with, all because of technology a few years back. And so rekindling that's really important to me, and making sure that I'm protecting and doing what I can to make that a beautiful relationship that we both get immense pleasure out of, and we work through challenges when we come to it. So hopefully me sharing a little bit of this is helpful, and it might inspire others to think about their alcohol consumption. This isn't me sitting here going, you should stop drinking, you're bad for drinking, all of those sort of things, but me sharing a story will perhaps resonate with others, and that might trigger something in you. And if it does, I wish you all the best with it, and join the party, so to speak. Cheers, team. We'll catch you soon.